Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Nathan with the ebookreader.com. Thanks for joining me for another review. We've got the Kindle Paperwhite 4. For this video, this is the 10th generation Kindle overall, as Amazon calls it. But it's the 4th generation Paperwhite. So the main thing that changes with this model, they've had some hardware upgrades. As you can see, you got the flush front screen now. It's also waterproof, and they added more storage space. So you got the option for 8 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes. And they also added Bluetooth, so you can listen to Audible audiobooks. It's still got the same 6-inch 300 ppi e-ink card to screen, so the text looks about the same as it did before. The screen's just a little bit different with the glass layer. The back has the same soft coating as the previous Paperwhite models, but the edges are more rounded. You still got the power button on the bottom edge. All right, so let's talk about the front light next. One thing they changed with the front light is if you turn it all the way down, it's actually off now. So the previous ones had it just on, just barely enough you could tell in a dark room. But you can turn the front light off completely now. Here's a look at it with a full brightness. Just to give you an idea of how it looks, this is it next to the basic entry-level Kindle, which doesn't have a light. Here's a look at it next to the Kobo Clair HD, which has the color adjusting front light. So a lot of people are bummed that the Kindle doesn't have the color adjusting option, but as you can see, it's quite a bit softer than the blue light on the Kobo Clair HD. So you kind of have to add like one notch of the natural light color to the Kobo to kind of get it close to the Paperwhite, but it's still a little bit more. And then once you start adding more, then it gets really yellow really fast. So that's what the Comfort Light Pro looks like on the Kobo models, where you can adjust the front light color. So none of the Kindles have that option, but it's not quite as harsh blue as it is on Kobo's blue light setting anyway. So another thing you can do with the new Paperwhite is you can use the inverted text mode. So it will invert your text so that you got the white text, the black background. It's considered an accessibility feature, so you got to activate it from the accessibility menu in settings. So everything will get inverted except for the covers. It used to invert the covers and like images when they first had this with the Kindle Oasis, but at some point they changed it. So your comics, it doesn't do the inverted mode. Your covers, it doesn't do the inverted mode with that stuff. Just the interface and ebooks. This is what the new home screen looks like that they introduced with the latest software with this Kindle. You can scroll down the screen, and it's got some different things on here. Like if you're a Prime member, it'll show Prime ebooks. It'll change depending. But if you don't like that, you can actually turn it off in settings in the home screen view in settings, and then it'll just go to a view like this where you have your library list. So it's your preference if you don't want to have that home screen or not. Then you got the different sorting options here. You've also got list view, which some people really like. Then you got the different sections for the downloaded books that you have downloaded. And then you got the all, which includes all your books on your Amazon account. And then you've got the different sections here. So you got to go to the Audible section to view your Audible titles. That's one of the new features on the Paperwhite 4. Is it adds support for Audible audiobooks, not any other kind of audiobooks, just the Audible audiobooks. And then it's got the Bluetooth, so you can connect headphones and speakers to listen to the audio files. So you got some other features in here, like you got the Audible Store, you got Goodreads, Kindle Free Time. There's a vocabulary builder. So there's a lot of features on Kindles. There's the quick settings menu up here with airplane mode and Bluetooth. You can turn on Bluetooth from here to use the audio player. So like I showed yesterday in the Kindle Paperwhite 3 comparison review, the new Paperwhite adds the audio player. You've got some different settings in there for speed. You can add bookmarks from there as well, and you can switch back and forth between reading and listening, but you can't read while listening. The audio player will turn off once you exit that page, so it's kind of annoying. So you got the Kindle store built in, obviously. They've been having a lot of promotions with Kindle Unlimited lately, and you've got the Kindle Unlimited titles on here. You can also just go to like the list where you can choose different categories, which is, I find, a lot easier than browsing through cover view right here. They could make the scrolling smoother. All right, so let's go ahead and load up an ebook and talk about some of the ebook related features. So as far as the e-reading features go on the Kindle Paperwhite 4, I mean, it's 95% the same as it is on the other Kindles. They all run basically the same software, so you got the same features on here as you do on the older Kindle Paperwhite 3. There are a few exceptions. They did add a couple of new software features. This is actually with the latest software update, which was available on the other Kindles as well. They added this new theme option, so you can switch to different themes. You can set, like, it's kind of nice for switching back and forth between landscape mode, or if you have different settings. So, I mean, you got the same notes and highlights that the Kindles have always had. You can tie your notes to your highlights. You can also export them in a number of ways. So, I mean, a lot of the features still the same as they were before. You got the popular highlights, as you can see with that lower paragraph there. You got the bookmarks. So, I mean, nothing's really changed as far as the core reading experience goes. They got the new themes option, so you can actually hide the preset themes if you don't want them, and then you can create your own custom themes. You got the different reading progress indicator that shows at the bottom of the screen, and then you also got this option for clock that they recently added with the software updates. You got the usual spacing and margin settings that they've had, I think, probably since like 2010. They never seem to change these at all. You got the left alignment as well. So left alignment's kind of better if you're using like large font sizes. Like so is landscape mode. You can use landscape mode like this. It kind of works a little bit better if you're using the larger font sizes. So Kindles has some different ways to navigate a book. They have this multi-page view, and then if you use these arrows at the bottom, it'll skip from different chapters. You can use the arrows at the top to sort of quickly scan through the pages, and then you can jump back and forth through the pages here. And if you scroll up from the bottom, you can also use this view where it goes to the single page view. You can also use these little icons in the bottom to go back and forth between the previous pages that you jump to. And then you can also kind of fast scroll through that little icon there, through that little window. Again, if you use the bookmarks up here, it'll give you kind of a preview of the bookmarks that you've previously added, and you can jump to the bookmark from there just by tapping it. You got the table of contents view. You can jump back and forth between parts of the book. Another thing with the table of contents here is you've got the notes section that has all your highlights, your notes, and you can use the export note option to send those notes to your email address. So that works on Amazon's ebooks. I don't think it works on the side-loaded books, but you do have the option for popular highlights as well, as you saw earlier with those highlighted sections. You can view the popular highlights that other people have added, the most popular sections. This is a newer feature that they added with the Paperwhite 4. It will disable all touch interaction except for swiping. So if you're tapping the page, if your hand's just touching the page, it won't do anything unless you're using the specific swiping motion. So if you just have your thumb like resting on the side and it goes across the screen, it's not going to mess with it all. But then you have to turn it on and off in order to get it to go back on again. And then when you turn the page off on these Kindles with the ad, so it shows the ad on the power off screen, and then you have to swipe the screen. Got some other features available in here. There's the X-ray feature as well. This can kind of come in handy depending on what kind of book you're reading. You can get some different information about characters and people and places in the book. So these are some of the extra features that you get with Kindles that aren't available on other e-readers, which is kind of nice. So you got the usual, the dictionary. You look up words in the dictionary. What's kind of cool is that if it's a X-ray related term, it'll show the X-ray box here as well. Another thing that Kindles have is they have that Wikipedia box where it'll give you like an entry from Wikipedia. Then if you scroll down to the bottom, it'll have the link to open up the Wikipedia entry using the experimental web browser. I think the web browser on Kindles has been experimental for like 10 years now. They never really make it any better. So even with Wikipedia, it's kind of annoying because it does this thing where it only shows like the page like zoomed out, and then you got to double tap to get it to go in so that you can scroll in. So, I mean, like the Onyx Books Note has a much, much better web browser. Amazon, it's like they're not even really trying with the web browser anymore, which you can understand because not a lot of people probably use the web browser with an ink e-reader, but it could be a lot better. It really could. One thing that does help make it better is a lot of web pages will have the article mode. So you can switch over to reading in article mode, and it kind of reformats it like an ebook. You can read it this way. You can scroll down the page. So it works a little bit better with your text-based websites than using the regular browser views. Another feature that Kindles have is this voice view screen reader. It's basically text to speech, but it's an accessibility feature, so it'll read everything, including the menus and like commands aloud. So it can be kind of awkward to use as text to speech, but I might do a different video for that because it can be used for that. They got a power saver mode now available in here. So you've also got the home screen view that I was talking about earlier. If you didn't want to have that scrollable list, you can have the regular library view on your home screen. So you can load up other kinds of content as well on here. There are some different kind of magazines and newspapers available in the Kindle store. This was just a magazine I tried from the Kindle Unlimited selection. So the way magazines and newspapers work, you have different sections and articles, different way to navigate, and then you can like clip different articles. It's got some different features. It also has like the text adjustment, but it doesn't have like the boldness and the custom font settings. I mean, you can increase the text size, but it doesn't have all the usual ebook features, but you do have like the dictionary and stuff like that. So a while back, they updated the software on Kindles to add the option to use custom fonts, which I absolutely love. I've really been liking the Merriweather font lately, but you can load in, your TTF, OTF fonts in here, and it'll work. And you can even use the custom boldness slider with your side-loaded fonts, so that's pretty cool. Another feature Kindles have is the word-wise, so it'll give like hints on certain words. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap up this video review right here. Check out the ebookreader.com for the written review, for the list of pros and cons and the final verdict. I'll also be adding some more comparison reviews with the other Kindle models. I'll probably post a comparison with some of the Kobo models as well. So check out the ebookreader.com for more info. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Bye.